Crypto sucks. Really fucking sucks. 4 years ago, I bought a Banksy art piece. I lit it on fire, sold it as an NFT. That NFT ended up breaking the record for highest price NFT sold. Since then, we raised about $36 million to build XION and make crypto completely disappear. We're entering a global arena. You don't need to have an American bank account anymore. You don't need to be raising from the same VCs, knowing the same people in San Francisco, California. You are now able to build anything that you want in any capacity that you want it, with access for the first time the entire world. Do I think Web 2 cares about Web 3? No. And they shouldn't. We're not building this for the engineer who's trying to do a proverbial kickflip of arithmetic. It's for the person who has an idea, who wants to bring it to life, who, maybe doesn't have the best technical knowledge. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter what your starting position is. You now have access to global markets with the ability to do something that has never been seen before. It has been a crazy first half of the year for XION. We were the first Title II MiCA compliant L1. We have been working with Uber, Nike, Lacoste, Lego, North Face, and 150 other brands with 1.5 million interactions across all of them, and a ton more coming soon. We recently announced the ability to pay gas fees in USDC, coming off of the giant and amazingly successful IPO from our strategic partner and investor circle. We launched Dave, and a lot of you may be wondering why Dave. It's short for David. Dave is our mobile toolkit, which expands our developer set from 7,000 Web3 developers to 18 million mobile developers. We also got integrated with Ledger. We were listed on Bitvavo. Bitvavo is a leading European exchange coming out of the Netherlands, seeing $3 million in volume in just the first day. Speaking about institution, we are also working with Anchorage Bank. We integrated the Pyth Oracle, which provides an additional 1,400 Oracle feeds to the XION network. We are extremely excited that EarnOS, a project built on XION, has raised $5 million and has about 2 million users.
네, CEO 인사이트 코너로 돌아왔습니다. 자, 오늘은 자이온을 만나볼 텐데요. 자이온의 번트 뱅크씨 만나보도록 하겠습니다. So you've mentioned that XION works with major global brands, often without even knowing it's a crypto company. Could you share how these collaborations work in practice?
Yeah, it's a great question. The brands that we are working with don't know that they're working with a crypto company because we've made crypto completely disappear. It is the way that we can work with Uber and say, hey, actually, we can find out, who the top Lyft riders are, so that you could, hypothetically, if you wanted to, directly pay them instead of trying to put targeted billboards around them. It's the way that Nike can work with Strava and say, oh, well, we know who runs the most in this area. Why don't we kind of look at that in attempts to sell more shoes? And you start to think about this aspect of providing a benefit for Web 2 companies. It's actually very easy to work with Web 2 companies.
XION is a layer 1 blockchain platform that is aiming to bring crypto to the masses without them even knowing it. And they are making an important announcement today as well. So join me at the New York Stock Exchange is Anthony Anzalone, the CEO and founder of XION. Great to have you here. So I gave a brief description. I know a lot of people get kind of confused about blockchain. What does it do? How does it work? Explain what XION is doing.
Thank you, and thank you for having me. The best way to answer that is, for the exact reason that you said, blockchain is confusing. We try to make it simple, and we try to make it as easy as possible to use. And today we're kind of announcing our roadmap on that.
Okay, so let's go there.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you doing?
So we've been building XION for about 4 years now, and all in the idea of making crypto completely disappear. And we want Web 2 front end, Web 3 back end, and you start with crypto with finance. I think all of crypto has kind of started with finance, but for the first time ever, we're seeing it break out of that to real consumer. So not just proving money or art on the internet, we're proving everything on the internet.
Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks, where we meet with the top thought leaders and strategists in emerging technologies, digital assets, a regulatory landscape, and capital markets. I'm your host, Jill Malandrino, and joining me on the desk at the Nasdaq market site, Anthony Anzalone, founder and CEO of XION.
We are trying to make crypto disappear.
That's interesting. Okay.
Crypto in its current state is unusable unless you know all the jargon and lingo, and I think that's been, speaking of digital assets, the main hurdle for adoption. So we want to remove it, bring Web 3 to Web 2 instead of Web 2 to Web 3.
Yeah, which is interesting.
The internet is dying, drowned in hate, abused by attention seekers, suffocated by AI, hollowed by the hands that did not create, filled with the words none have touched. A million voices, none your own. 1,000 lies, none you chose. This is not your fate to accept. You have voices. Be human, be heard. Loud with meaning, loud with truth, loud so that they have to hear you. Reopen closed eyes. Restart closed hearts. In a sea of noise, stand out. Verify, don't trust. Lead, don't follow. Be the loudest, strongest. Be the truth.